Hark, hello, welcome, bienvenidos, all of you sliders. It has been a long time since I've podcasted, about 2 weeks since the fateful kind of coming out to the world. The tap has come out of the closet, and it let itself be known on Youth Day, thanks to Greg Contreras that we're on that float. We let everybody know the tap is here, the tap is a thing, the Trial and Aaron podcast. I am your host, Aaron, the Aaron, in the Trial and Aaron podcast, and here we are, the 2-week hiatus. What possibly could have happened? Well, went far outside of my comfort zone, and I went to 2 bachelor parties and 2 weekends, and it was an absolute ruckus. This is the tale of 2 bachelor parties. My bank account and liver and overall vitality has been eviscerated, and Kit Kat helps. Kit Kat helps with the mental, emotional trauma I've been through, and by trauma, I mean, it was just so much fun. So many hangovers, bro times, fun, just seeing people I haven't seen in a while, and just having an absolute blast and complete and utter debauchery shenanigans for 2 weeks straight. So I wanted to chronicle my experiences over the past 2 weeks, and I will do so with Kit Kat on my lap and a microphone in one hand and a nice little bit of chilled Jose Cuervo in the other.
Here we go!
Vamos. So here we go. Yeah, this will be a little bit of a doozy. Stick with me. I took some notes because some of the memories are a little hazy, just like the beer. And here we go. The first bachelor party was in Austin, Texas. That was 2 weeks ago. Left the house at about 4:30 a.m. Shout out to Debbie Gertz for being my chauffeur. She took me to Sacramento. The plane left about 6:40. And I had a quick turnaround from Youth Day that Saturday. That was a crazy Youth Day. Had the Noah Liqua and Michael Bazan fun run in the morning. Got and did the podcast mid-morning, and then the alumni baseball game in the afternoon. Had to quickly get that podcast edited, and did some editing on the plane ride over to Austin. Barely got it done because why would there be outlets on the flight? No outlets, not even a plug for one's cell phone to charge up. So barely got it done. Got to Austin. My boy Carrie Mullins and our other friend Xander showed up to pick me up at the Austin airport. So this bachelor party is for my little in the fraternity, Zach Bohegian. Finally bent the knee, asked the question. Somehow the wench said yes. By wench, I mean lovely bride-to-be. Shelby. Shout out to Shelby. Hello, Shelby. And Austin is the designated place. We left there. We got there Thursday. Had a nice Airbnb a couple blocks away from downtown. And so Carrie, another fraternity brother, friend of Zach's growing up, he came and picked me up. He drove all the way from Fort Worth. And Xander, another childhood friend from Zach's childhood. Cool guy. I met him before. Nothing but good vibes for both these two. And we get to the Airbnb. We pick our rooms, and then Zach is flying in from San Diego, just getting spit out of a whale's vagina with his friend Pat. Now, Xander and I have not yet met Pat, so we're just kind of guessing at who this character could be. Got a name like Pat, you know it's going to be a good person, good guy. Got to have a Pat in the crew. And Pat, I was like, they're like, yeah, what's his race? What does he do? What's his thing? I'm like, Pat could be a black guy. He could be a black guy, and I think he's an artist. He's very well-rounded, someone that you think you've known for your entire life. Just overall good vibe, Pat. Turns out Pat was not black. He was not Mexican. Carrie said, I think Xander thought maybe Chinese, Oriental, something like that, what have you. We were all wrong. Pat's a white guy, just pretty stout, great beard, and great vibes all around. This guy, we went golfing at one point. He had those classic... this is a dad, and he's got the classic alligator socks that look like the alligator's eating his foot, and just the mouth is the hole that you stick your foot into. Funny guy. Great hats, great vibes, and just fit in so well. And Zach is one of those people. Everybody needs friends like this. Carrie's also very close. And say we didn't talk to each other for 20 years, you see each other in 20 seconds, and it was like you saw each other yesterday. It's just too easy to get along, and the bros had assembled. It's just the 5 of us, and let's see here. Carrie is the DD, luckily. Carrie is not he was a fratman.
I'm not gay no
And he
more.
is never drunk. He never smoked anything, never done a drug. This man is all natty when it comes to life. I don't care how much coke you sniff, how much coffee you drink. You could have a streamline of Red Bull going into your veins. You will not have as much energy as Kerry Mullins. Where does it come from? I don't know, but this guy gets rowdy. He's got that cocaine energy, and just this level of enthusiasm for life is just unmatched. So Thursday, we go to this place. We all settle in, and Kerry takes, we get whisked away to this place called J Cuts, I believe. J Cuts, the swanky, dimly lit little steakhouse. And I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, I'm a frugal guy, you know. We already had to get the tuxes, the Airbnb, and flight. You know, this is gonna be a pretty penny. I would say at least like over 1,000 was what I initially estimated, which is fine. You know, how much money do we take with us to Valhalla after we die? We go to this place. I'm like, yes, an affordable steak, a mere $85. And then of course you got to get the sides, and I almost picked the fries, and I just got laughed at by everybody else. Ooh, me and my lowbrow. Sorry, my lowbrow and I. And we all got drinks. I got a Negroni. It was pretty good. And, you know, all the other guys were like, let's all pitch in and get, like, a bunch of food. I was like, God damn it. It's going to cost more than $85. But I didn't want to be a turd in the punch bowl. So we all ponied up, and I had some of the best, like, tri-tip steak cuts. We had amazing sides, some gnocchi, like, grilled asparagus, great bread. Just everything was elite, top-notch. Around $200 later for all of us pitching, and we fucking head out to Rainy Street and get some beers, watch a NBA game on the outside. There's a projector. We meet with these two smoking hot, like, British ladies and, like, their sisters and some weird friend of theirs. Anyways, they're exploring the United States. They were great company. We all just, Carrie's dancing with them and whatnot. Carrie's a wild man. Father of 3, lovely wife. They met Sonoma State and all that, and Kerry, he's just a wild man. He's just a social butterfly. There's nowhere he can go where he won't, like, get along with somebody, get in a conversation or whatever. We're all pretty well food coming at this point, but Kerry's not, I wouldn't say like slave driver, but when he wants to go to a strip club, he'll make it he'll be quite adamant and very much twisting the arms to get us to go to a strip club. But when you're also the DD, we're kind of at his mercy, and he was merciful. Kind of, sort of, not really. We had fun on Rainy Street, and they were like, all right, we're going to the strip club. Go to the strip club, cover charge paid, and we just go and have a good time, as boys do. We're out here. We enjoy those filthy whores, and then we get back, and we go to bed. Friday, we wake up. We drive about an hour to, I believe it's called Eagle Head Golf, and this whole time it's been humid and just kind of a misty rain. Nothing that you could, like, no, like, actual drops, but you can see the mist just floating in the air. It stays that way the entire golf time, and I'm paired up with Pat, who initial interaction with the guy, I was like, cool guy, make some jokes, down to earth, whatever, but I don't know him, and I'm a little nervous. It's Big Scary Pat, who turns out to have an artistic background. Dope dude. Him and Zach are journeymen when it like, they work on power lines and all that. These guys were just fascinated by the infrastructure in Austin, or like looking down their noses at it, rather. Just unbelievable. The power grid and everything they saw was set up just wowed them really. But that's neither here nor there. I guess it'd be back in Austin. Here, anyways, the golf, to rent clubs and play in this ass weather was $280. It is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta cough it up. A beautiful course. And Pat and I got paired up with these 2 Korean guys who were pretty dope. Called them the Yin Yang Twins. I didn't tell them that because, you know, it's a terrible thing. But they were pretty good. They were gamers. They're just smoking darts the entire way. They're badasses. We all spoke the universal language of golf. It's all of us versus golf. Played not the best of rounds. I think got a couple pars, but did get a birdie on a par 4. That has not happened in a long time. It just feels great. He's like, birdie, yeah. I was like, high fives all around. Those guys, they get it. It's all of us just having a blast. Statistically, a terrible round, but I'll take that birdie home with me. My glove was just saturated. The alcohol was waning. Only had a couple of seltzers, but I wanted to play good. That's the thing. You're at a course. You pay a boatload of money. Yes, getting drunk or a buzz is nice, but at the same time, you know, I want to play good. I want to perform. Did not perform that well, much like my sex game, but got the job done. Mind you, got the job done. Yeah. Take a look at that. Yes, Kit Kat. Yeah. Anyways, so that was Friday. Let's see here. Yeah, 280. The air was thick. Pretentious aura. Yeah, it definitely felt like we were not wanted there. I had loud pink shorts on along with a Nintendo 64 shirt. And there's just a lot of preppy ass, stick up their ass white boys over there. Just pencil thin mustaches. And not a lot of diversity on the golf course, I'll tell you that much. But hey, that just might be me. Maybe I didn't see. I guess we had Korean guys. There we go. Yeah, those guys were cool. So Pat and I, we have a great time. Oh, and then right after that, we were getting a little hangry. It was a long day on the golf course. I wouldn't say hangry. We were hunkering, and we went to Terry Black's. And the boys, I had a hunch like, oh, they're going to do like a group platter again. I'm trying to take a little more fiscal hold, or just at least have some say in how much I'm paying for them. Like, yo, Carrie, like, hey guys, like, I'm just gonna get my own plates and whatever. It's a little pricey over there. Mine, and I got some brisket, which was okay. I'm not a huge brisket guy. It was pretty good. I got a pork rib and then some jalapeno cheese and cheddar cheese sausage. That was fuego. And I got some pretty good potato salad and some mac and cheese. Overall, it was like $40. I'm like, oh, finally something reasonably priced. $40 plate of barbecue. It was pretty good. I usually get a little nauseous afterwards. I don't know if it's all the meats, the grease, the whatever. Maybe I'm just a big fat poon. Whatever it may be, a little nauseous. Had some water, and then we go back to the place. Carrie is ready to roll. Like I said, an inexhaustible source of energy. He's ready to go out, rage, and go to the strip clubs. But all the rest of us humans are a little tired. Yes, I mean, I'm in like early 30s. Should be ready to like rally and go out. But, you know, Zach was feeling, hey, let's just chill with the boys. There's a pool table in the Airbnb. Shot pool in the living room. Watched some goofy-ass movies. Had some drinks. And we all had a good time. Got to bed, so we were ready for Saturday. Early Saturday, I made the fateful decision to call Southwest to take my idea was, all right, we're going to fly back Sunday at 5:40, transfer over from Denver, get back for Sunday in time for my men's league basketball game, and then host trivia at Hoobie's Brewing. The boys were planning on getting rowdy Saturday, like go out with a hurrah, so I called Southwest, rescheduled my flight for like 11 for an additional $220. So my cheap ass, oh, it's the earliest flight, it's cheap, I'll be able to be back for all these things. Just biting off way more than I can chew. Had to reschedule. I'm glad I did, because I would have been stressing about it all goddamn day, and I would have been horseshit during the game. And I just not bringing the juice, the energy, not just to basketball, but to trivia if I did decide to go back. But I pushed it back. Well worth it, because we go out to the food trucks. We were drinking plenty of seltzers, just getting ready at the house. We go out, like, food trucks got a nice Euro, and we go up and down to different spots to eat, drink. Carrie and I, we get to this rooftop bar. We are just dancing our asses off, just sweating profusely, like sweating myself sober. So, you know, got to keep drinking. And we just bar hop. We meet different people. We sing songs. We're all walking down the street. Carrie's got a video. We're singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The vibes are great. Carrie somehow gets us back to the strip club. And I'm so tired. It's about 1 a.m. at this point. And I'm so dog shit tired. I'm just sitting there, more of like and just put on my sociology glasses. Like, look at this filthy wench over here. And then I see this guy. He's tossing ones. I'm like, let's see here. Is he unloved, unwanted? And where's her self-esteem at this point? Does she really enjoy what she's doing? Does he believe that she actually likes him? And he's throwing ones. If you're a big man, in which you think you are, just tossing it idly. Oh, this money, I don't need it. Yes, dance for me. If you're a real man, you'd be throwing hundreds or checks for thousands. I don't know, but ones does not, you could be bigger than that. You could be bigger than that. I was throwing ones. But we were there for so long that I'm just sitting there just dazed, eyes half open, trying to drink beer, trying to stay alive, that I saw like the whole rotation went through. And then I just came up with like a criteria. Because one gal, I thought she was the hottest one out of all of them. Like stupendous muscular body and just curving in all the right places. And by God, she went up slow dance, kept the clothes on, and just had zero pizzazz, zero showmanship. Give me something. It just looked like you were bored and wanted to get out of there. And that's exactly what she did afterwards. No mingling, no talking to the hombres afterwards. She just left the stage. I'm like, just because you're hot does not give you an excuse for a lack of showmanship, all right? It's like a joke. It's all about delivery. It's a great source, but I need the punch. I need the delivery. I need the show. Got none of it. So I figured, okay, give me a booby slip. That's $1. Yeah, some nice dance moves. I'll give you a couple more or whatever. But if you give me a whole lot of nada, that's what you gonna get. That's what you gonna get. We were there till about 4 in the morning. Finally got home, just passed out. That Sunday was a day where your body doesn't realize how little sleep you've given it. Maybe the body's senses are still drunk. Had eggs and bacon, tried to power through, got a ride back, and finally flew back. Thanks to Carrie, my goodness. And that was awesome. I made it back, made it alive, worked at the landfill Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then yet again, Debbie Gertz comes in clutch Thursday morning, 4:30 leave time. She picks me up and we go all the way over to Sacramento and we head to Scottsdale and for Brentley's bachelor party. Let's go. Now this bachelor party, I would say objectively frattier because there weren't 5 guys. There were 12 guys there. Brentley, a Winters guy through and through. However, went up to Oregon and associated with a flock of ducks. Go Ducks. And he brought half the crew is from his university and half of us from Winters. And dare I say, just the melding, the camaraderie, just easy to get along. All the guys over there, just dope dudes, fun to hang out with. They make you want to drink with them. They're just easy to be friends with. And it's so easy to see how Brentley was able to meld with these guys and just have them be a part of this big moment, him and Stephanie's life. So, but the wedding's far away, and the bachelor party was now. The second bachelor party, my goodness, Scottsdale. I get there around 10, and I'm waiting for Skylar, Kelly, Brad, and Loop-de-Loo. We all share an Uber ride over to the Airbnb. And for the love of God, we had a guy, this Colombian guy, was telling us all about the restaurants. He was owning restaurants, and then he's like, yeah, when I was younger, I was traveling my country, and then I ran out of money, so I signed up for the military. At the peak of Pablo Escobar's cocaine empire, he was making just multiple millions of dollars a day, a second, whatever, and just that is the worst time to have been a good guy for the good guy army going against this army of corruption, cartels, and murder and espionage, all that nonsense. Yeah, he survived and lived to drive us to the Airbnb. God bless you. And we get there. There are Brentley and Thomas Damon are there. There's total like 330 racks of Coors, 2 Costco handles of tequila, 1 Costco handle of whiskey. And we just get to work drinking, babe. We just start having at it. We're mixing liquor. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. We're mixing liquors, but we get to this Airbnb. There's about 10 rooms, big-ass living rooms. There's a shuffleboard table, a miniature pool table. There's an actual pool with a slide, a basketball hoop in the pool. But the basketball hoop was right next to this giant concrete cube that was just waiting to concuss anybody silly enough to, like, jump and try to dunk. A big backyard. There was beach volleyball. There's half a basketball court. There's giant beer pong. There's regular ping pong table for the beer Olympics. There was spike ball. There was this, that, and the other. And we just started cracking down, started drinking. The Oregon boys show up. We're all having a great time. Kelly Callison, the MVP of the first day, other than Thomas Damon, who saved my life later that night. He makes a bunch of tri-tip and tater tots. We stuff our fat faces, and then we head down to downtown Scottsdale. I'm not sure where, but we are pissed drunk. I'm trying to dance. I'm hooting and hollering, and apparently, to my knowledge, unbeknownst to me, I get escorted out of this bar. I get escorted out, trying to have a good time. From what I can recall, I was dancing in areas right in front of the DJ booth, and a guy comes up. He's like, no, man, you can't do that. And I don't ever recall getting escorted out. Maybe I was asked kindly. I'm not one to fuss and whatnot, but later I remember being like, F that. Like down the street. I was just like, wait a second. Like, I want to dance. I want to have a good time. I was upset. I was incensed.
I'm not gay no more.
And perhaps that was why I was escorted out. But anyways, and apparently, like, because I'll talk to people. I'll go out. I don't give a shit. I'm mingling to guys, gals. And this one gal is like, I like talking about my novel. I like talking about my creative endeavors. Like talking about the tap. And this gal was super nice. And then Thomas Damon he comes over, he's like, Sandwich, yo, we gotta go. Stop talking to her. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's trying to force, come on, we gotta get to the taxi. And I'm like, no. I remember like weaseling my way out. No, I'm trying to talk to her. And then she's like, no, he's just a racist. This is a, like, very beautiful black girl. And she starts calling him a racist. And I'm like, no, he's not a racist. I remember it just becomes a thing. And finally, I'm just like, oh, fine. Like, all right, whatever. Later, he's like, yeah, that was a hooker. And the pimp was like walking by you guys. I had no idea. I'm just trying to talk about my book and the tap and all that stuff. At no point I'm trying to hook up with this girl. And I was like, come on, man, I'm trying to just have an honest conversation. Like, he's pulling me away from the conversation. I get wrapped up in the fun. I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. Apparently it was a hooker, unbeknownst to me. I thought it was some nice lady, but yeah, I guess if you're nice, you're a hooker. Whatever. He saves me, and there's a photo of him and Kelly, and there's a photo of me like throwing up in a parking garage. Not my best night. Far from it. Far from it. But that was Thursday. Kicked off was a bang. Kicking it off with a bang. Friday, let's see here. Oh dear God, this Friday I told everybody, yeah, I'll make breakfast the next morning. So we got a double Costco pack, and like for anybody from this bachelor party listening to this, I apologize beforehand. I feel like I poisoned you guys because I made all the bacon. Rhino, one of the guys from Oregon, was making a bunch of bagels, which I think was a supreme choice. A little extra sustenance to soak up all this wild alcohol. But I make all the bacon. I'm piling it up just to satiate these animals. And I leave the grease in there. And we have this 60-pack of eggs. And I scramble about 30 of them. And I have 2 pans going. And why would I ever drain out some? It doesn't need to be all, but some of the grease. I do not.
Wow.
I do not drain out any of it. There's probably about an inch of grease bubbling above the surface, and I pour in the eggs. And science does its thing. The density of the eggs goes underneath the bacon grease. I'm like, as soon as I pour it all in, I'm like, what have I done? If I may quote Anakin, what have I done? Right after he chops off Mace Windu's hand.
Wow.
I just stuck with it. I'm like, there was nothing I do about it now. I've already poured the eggs in, scrambled them up best I could. It's like, all right, well, time for the cheese, time for the queso. Put all the queso on it. So there was a bacon, egg, cream cheese, bagel, sandies going out there. A supreme breakfast. Way too much grease on my end. Again, boys, I apologize. And we go golfing later. Spencer arrives, and I believe he texts Brantley like it smells like grease in one's soul, or just something to that effect. Like the grease was thick in the air, and he starts cleaning up. It was just like, it was sickeningly greasy. But that Friday we go drive about half hour to Wacopa, sister course to TPC Scottsdale, and a very just beautiful, amazing course. And we arrive, and I got to rent clubs. Some people bring their clubs. I rent mine and the round. All of that costs about $320. Well, whoop-de-doo. And the guy was like, would you like your receipt? I said, hell yes, sir. I will take that receipt. I'm going to frame it, possibly get it tattooed on my ass. That is a lot of money to play some golf. But with the vibes of the boys and the fun that was to be had, there's no way I'm missing out on this shit. And shout out to A-Rod, one of the guys from Oregon, who had torn his Achilles a couple weeks prior, had surgery when was just in a boot and one of those little push-around scooters. This guy could have easily bailed on the entire trip. No, he soldiered through, paid, I think he said $30 just to be able to like ride along, which might have been the move. Because it was such a challenging course. They gave us 6 balls out of the generosity of their hearts, the Wacopa people. And I would say it was me, Kelly Callison, Donnie, and Thomas Wright. 2 Oregon guys versus two winners guys. And all of us, our skill level was pretty well matched. We're all not good. And with this challenging-ass course, I think we each lost 2 balls off the first tee, off the first effing tee. Because anywhere but the fairway, your ball's in the desert, and it's gone. So we struggle through. It's man versus golf, and we band together. Kelly and I did come out on top, but the highlight of that round, Kelly and I only won by one. We were just playing best ball, and whoever won the hole instead of like overall strokes, because we would have been in the hundreds. Only won by 1. Could have easily ended up tying, but we ended up winning just by the skin of our teeth. Because Donnie and Thomas, like, they had some great shots down the line. We all had collectively horrendous shots, but we all had some shots to take home and be happy about. But the absolute highlight of that round, at least for me, Brentley, the first man to tee off. Everybody's around. We got our phones out. He's got to perform in front of the boys. He tees up, and he hits the drive of his life. This guy smacks it. He's quiet, sees it hit the fairway, and he turns around. He's just flexing. He's like, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. He is that guy. He's real hard. He is that guy. He's him. Oh, Brentley. He's that guy. I love the energy. Like, he's so competitive. I love it. Apparently, so we're playing Austin Calvert, yet to arrive. Another winners guy. Yet to arrive. He's like, how's the round going, boys? This is about halfway through, and I just get a text from Brentley. Just one word, nightmare. We're all having a pretty bad nightmare. I guess Skylar did good. I know some people had decent rounds, but I was not one of them, unfortunately. But still, one of the worst rounds I've ever played in my life. Not a single par, but had an absolute blast with the guys I was playing with. The camaraderie. Golf is so weird when you're playing against somebody and you want to beat them, so you should be cheering their bad shots. But when you have your opponent and they had a great shot, great chip, putt, whatever, you're happy for them. You can't not be happy for them because golf is miserable. You got to be there for them. All right, let's see here. Brentley, I even made a note of it. I'm that guy. Yes. We get back, and so it's a long trip back, like 20 minutes, but I'm dragging ass. I'm a little sleepy. I'm like, I need a coffee, and that's it. I get back, and instead of coffee, I have beer, and I perk the up. I jumped in the pool, but we're getting ready. I'm getting like rallying. Let's go. Beer. I've not drank this much. Like, my body's not used to the amount of alcohol I'm stuffing down my own gullet. And it's just the vibes keep going. We see Spencer there. We immediately hit it off. We like everybody there on an individual basis gets along with everybody. There was no, at least from my opinion, I mean, I'm usually oblivious to things. I don't think there's any sort of beef whatsoever out of any two people or anybody in this crew. Everybody collectively got along. It was dope. And I mean, of course, we're all giving each other friendly jabbing and hazing a little bit, but it was all good. It was all good. Just happy to be part of this crew. I got called up because unfortunately Rosendo couldn't make it. And I got called up to the All-Star game, was able to make it. And Brentley, I forget which day he gave us our jerseys, but the gift from the groom to the groomsmen were these dope Scottsdale button-up baseball jerseys. Brentley's was white, and how he, and all the rest of ours was black. And how he introduced him, he opened up a box, and on his phone he played the NFL draft noise, then ding, 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 ding. And next up for The Bachelor, he goes like sandwich, like seeing my name get called. Skylar has Gertz on the back of mine. I got sandwich 24, all of us number 24. That's the year, baby. And it was just so cool. The jerseys came out great. Great job. Shout out Brentley. Well done, sir. Jerseys came out phenomenally, and we rolled out in force with them on later on. Again, I forget which day. All the days kind of blurred into one big drunken show. But on Friday, we drink, we rally, and we were like, oh, we're going to go to Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse? All right. We get there. We show up a little bit later, my Uber, and I arrive. There's about 8 other dudes there, Brentley and some other guys, and there's already like 2 to 3 bloomin' onions just waiting for me to stuff my fat face in, and I do just that. I do that. There's bread out, and the butter is so light and whipped. I just take and dip it in there. I'm chowing down. I am drunk. I am hungry. I am eating. I get another beer ski. I get a 13-ounce sirloin, a loaded baked potato, which was delicious, and some broccoli because I'm healthy. And we are just stuffing our faces, and it was awesome because I forget, somebody like decides to make a speech. Then Brentley, God bless him, he's beyond hammered. He's like, anybody else want to say something? I was like, let's go. Get up. Just love this guy. It's a little story about Brentley. I don't know if people know this, how big of a nerd this guy is. He was telling, I think, me and Skylar, because we did a podcast on the tap over a year ago, just talking Lord of the Rings, because Skylar just recently watched the original trilogy. So we're just chatting it up for like an hour and a half. I think that's when Brentley told us this story, but he was in high school. He's about to ride his bicycle to high school, and he named his bike Shadowfax. And he said one time before going down his driveway, he goes, Let's go, Shadowfax. Show us the meaning of haste. Show me the meaning of haste. like good old Gandalf. My God, I think like Briley just attracts so many people to him, just become friends because he's so goddamn genuine. It's just, it's funny. He has some hot takes, but his love for Lord of the Rings is not one of those hot takes. Shadowfax. So anyways, where we went with that. So yeah, we all tell some stories, and then after that, we're going to go to Whiskey Row. We get an Uber, and this time, instead of a Colombian soldier in the drug wars, we get an ex-state wrestling champion, this like Mexican dude. He says he knows Hoist Gracie or whatever. He's just talking a big game, but it seemed like he was legit. Just didn't make it above and beyond. Made it to the Olympic trials, but was, his unwillingness to tap out kind of cost him. Like he got injured, and then what a story. But we're just sitting there like we're all pretty drunk. Just, so I start asking questions. Skylar does, Brad does. We're just having a good time talking to this dude. We get to Whiskey Row. We get a booth. We get bottle service, and I just go out and start dancing, meet some awesome people. And at one point, I go and dance. I come back, pour myself a little drink, and then there's this young lady, this middle-aged lady, and then a little older, an aged lady, a golden girl. And it was a mom, a grandma, a mom, and then the granddaughter. All three of them smoking hot. What can I say? All the guys, Oregon winners, doesn't matter, can attest these were some spicy ladies. And it was a good time. We all hung out. Let's see, great night. Granddaughter, made a note of it. And grandma turned up. Brad, Lou, Brad Case of winners. We go home, but Brad goes to the casino. He's got an itch to scratch. I guess he loses, but how did I put it here? He goes to the casino. He lost the money, but he bet on some poontang and won. I guess he went home with some 33-year-old beast. He was trying, scratching, clamoring to get at it. Eventually, he's like, whatever, I'll just fall asleep in this stranger's place. And then he is awoken up and greeted with a big steaming plate of poussoir. And he feasts. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, did he feast? I have no idea. I just assumed he'd feast, just jackhammering. And that is it. Oh, my goodness. Gave her the night of her life. So, Brad came up big. Good for him. And then, of course, Saturday comes around, and that is game day. That we got our jerseys on. It is Ducks versus Warriors, and it is we're poised. There's some friendly competition. Brentley has a fateful choice to make, and he sides with the Ducks, which is it's all good. To each their own. The first game is Flip Cup, and dare I say, a pitiful performance. Quite pitiful by the winners crew, because the Ducks just tore us a new asshole when it came to Flip Cup. It's gonna be a long day of some drinking games. I mean, we're all drinking, so nobody's really losing. But that Flip Cup, we got our asses whipped. We just didn't have the touch. Maybe we're a little nervous out the gate. Too much adrenaline. It happens. We all had we found these funny ass sunglasses. Nick, Marianne, and I were sporting these Cyclops looking ones. Just found a drawer filled with these sexy, amazing glasses from Bachelor, Bachelorette parties past. So we do Flip Cup, and then so we lose that. But after that, we play Civil War. We have a relay. We have, I won't say beer pong, but a variety of other beer drinking games. A little rage cage in there, but what can I say? Winners crew. We cleaned up just after getting our asses whipped in Flip Cup. Just toss some salad, pluck the duck's feathers. Not to say that there wasn't some good competition in there. Sometimes it went down to the last cup, but at the end of the day, when the dust settled, I'd say the winners crew, we took home the championship. And but the camaraderie just had an all-time high. We were all willing to just chill at the house, just keep drinking, playing games. Well, Brentley's like, no, we're gonna go to this place called the Boondocks, and all of it. We're like, yeah, are you sure? There was some pushback, and Brentley just was not having it. But I guess it is his bachelor party, gonna get it his way. But it's why not go out and explore the city that we paid money to go to? So we sack up, we all change, we get ready. We're all balling out in our jerseys, our Scottsdale baseball jerseys, and we go to this place called the Boondocks. And I go get a beer. We all have this big ass table.
Wow.
We're playing pool. Excuse me. And it's a good time. They have misters. kind of a toasty day, but a really cool brewery bar area. Just a lot of people, a lot of other bachelorette parties. Then we see a crew of another bachelor party, and we're in our outfits, and they're all in baby blue turtlenecks, white pants, and gold chains. Touche. It was swaggy. I would say there's about comparable to our size, about 10 to 12 of them. So eyes on them. I was just meeting people. I talked to a chess master. This guy seemed like a dick at first. I was like, oh, what's going on? He's like, I'm studying. Like, kind of, how are you talking to me? I'm like, all right, whatever, guy. So I go out and get a little drunker. I go back to him, and we have like more of a dialogue. He says he's a sponsored chess player, AZ chess god, I think, or chess master. I think AZ chess god. I think he's a little more arrogant than that for sure. But he was studying to go to a tournament in Las Vegas, a sponsored chess player. Christ. Like, I'd want to play him, but I'm like, yeah, I'd just get my ass kicked. But met up with a bunch of Canadian gals. Like, they just kind of waved at me. I'm like, all right, just essentially band of the boys. You know, I'm sure like everybody's having a conversation. I'm like, oh, what's going on, you guys? What's up? Met Stacy. Met I can't remember the rest of their names, but like, they're all super sweet. One was super Irish. They're all just good vibes. They're taking shots. And then, but they're all Canadian and country, you know, we have to just defend our honor. I forget who brought it up, but she swore she could beat me in a chugging contest. Oh, I don't mean to brag, but your boy doesn't really lose in chugging contests. So we get some IPAs. No, lighter beers. You got to chug lighter beers. I did once upon a time up in Heavenly have a chugging contest with old Brad Case. It's a thick IPA, and he's like, Sandwich, if you beat me in chugging contest, I'll get the next round. I mean, he's just calling out my honor a little bit. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I was able to come out on top on that one, but at what cost? I feel like I was about to throw up. Brad knew he was about to throw up, so he walks outside. He doesn't, but I'm like one huge belch after that. I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. But do not chug IPAs. Don't chug a pint of an IPA. It's just insane. It's so much substance. Good Lord. But anyways, I stared this Canadian down in the eyes. I took on this challenge. Like, what can I say? United States, we win again. Oh, we got it done. But they were cool. Brad comes over. He meets all the Canadian ladies. He starts improving international relations. And the girl that I think he ended up, you know, a little, what I call a vaginal conquest. I saw her do a blowjob shot earlier. Brad comes in. He's like, let me make your dreams come true. He never said that. But they hit it off. And so I'm talking, mingling, whatever. And the boy's like, all right, we're about ready to head back. And Brad ends up going back with the Canadians, the Canadian ladies. Can't tame a stallion. Let's see. And Boondocks, befriend Canadian ladies. All cool. Beat Stacy in chugging. Yes. Chess champion. AZ chess god. Yep. The bachelor party. Oh, so at the other bachelor party, I like to look at things, like I said before, with the sociological lens of just what people are thinking, why they're doing the things they're doing, what it means to them. It's just kind of fun people watching and just kind of trying to guess, like, what's going on here, what's the situation. And I see Thomas Wright and I think Skylar, maybe Brentley, talking to two other guys from the blue turtleneck crew. They seem like good guys, not really douchey. Like, what they're wearing is it's satirical, it's funny, it's ironic. And I would say Thomas was talking to a hunk. You know, he had his like nice tan, little 5 o'clock stubble there. I'd say that was that crew's hunk. And dare I say, if anybody wants to challenge me on this, I would designate Thomas Wright as our bachelor party's hunk. About 6'3", handsome guy, flowing hair. And I want to say our hunk outdid their hunk. What can I say? I might be biased because he's part of the bachelor party I was a part of. Our hunk out-hunked their hunk. Younger, better hair, bigger wang, bang. And then, of course, next thing here, Brad migrates to Canada. But overall, man, these 2 weeks, not a sustainable lifestyle to be drinking for days on end, eating absolute and then just paying absorbent amounts of money. I guess I had a taste of what it was like to be Johnny Football back in his days at Texas A&M. But, man, overall, it's good to, let's say, because, you know, the tap is all about taking something home. I try to give a bit of advice or what I learned from it. It's like, yes, albeit expensive, I am lucky enough to have been able to afford these trips and to share these experiences. Like, this is an experience not just for me, but I share in Austin and in Scottsdale memories shared with amazing, awesome people that we'll never forget. And yes, material possessions are fun. That's why in the lunchbox I love nerdy art, books, what have you. Material things are fun and nice, but when you're paying for experiences, yes, the price tag or whatever, I'm not going to say how much I spent, but if I saw that price tag and then just, it's hard to anticipate how much fun you're going to have and how much fun we all had together, meeting new people and just hitting it off, and just very genuine, amazing, cool dudes from Oregon, and just being able to be cool and just hang out with the good old boys from Winters as well, and just seeing how well everybody got together. It was just awesome. Both of them fun, amazing bachelor parties. And this was the first episode of the Tap back since Youth Day, so I apologize for the long lapse, but the tale of two bachelor parties, it was most definitely a thing. I enjoyed myself, I defiled myself, and I think I made my ancestors, some of them happy. Not all of them, but I'm sure some of them were like, it's my boy, whatever, Dutch ancestries, whatever they say. But yeah, had a great time. If you have an opportunity to go to the bachelor party, if you can afford it, if you can do it, make it work. Sometimes if it might be a little out of reach, what have you, it's all good. But I forgot one part of goddamn Zach's. We went and shot clays out in Texas. It was great. I did terribly at first, but eventually started just the redneck side. It's just own baby. But I held the shotgun a little too close to my face. I felt like I got punched in the cheek. But anyways, yeah, so you needed to hear that. You guys, thank you so much. Anybody's listening to the Tap, any newcomers, any old comers, any old OG sliders. Brentley, one of the most juiciest of sliders. Just so happy for him. Happy that this group of friends are there. Zach, Pat, Xander, Carrie, just all that. What a great squad. If it's small, big, what have you. Woo! Surround yourself with good people, fun people, just good vibes, no negatives. I did not deal with a single negative Nancy at any point in this trip, except for the second Sunday when I was heading home. I was hungover, had the shakes. It was hard to just form thoughts in my head. I felt straight up mentally inept, and I was just wanted to go home. I was cranky. I played Game Boy, Pokemon Yellow all the way back. Finally got back, and man, what a trip. 2 weeks of bachelor parties, and I'm somewhat recovered. Recovered enough to be sipping upon some more alcohol. And look at that. The air conditioning just turned on. God bless you, everybody. Go out, have a fun time. Pay for experiences. Love those around you. If you're wanting an experience, make it yourself. Gather the forces. Light the beacons. Rohan will answer. I'm sure they will. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for listening to the Tap. And until next time.
You lose! Good day, sir!